Hey friends, it's your boy Corey Ryan Forster. We're going to be in Indianapolis this weekend. That's right. Heluim Comedy Club, February 2nd through the 4th. The WellRED Comedy Tour is in Indianapolis. Get your tickets, as always, at wellredcomedy.com. We've got a lot of dates up there. Some of them is just Trey by himself. He's been crushing it out there, selling out everywhere. We want to pack the room in Indianapolis. I think a couple of the shows are sold out, but you can still get some tickets at wellredcomedy.com this weekend, February 2nd through the 4th. And guess what? Next weekend, because we're like, we'd like it to be colder, please. We're going to Bloomington, Minneapolis. No, Corey, Bloomington, Minnesota. Jesus Christ. It's close to Minneapolis. That's February 9th through the 11th there in Bloomington. Tickets at wellredcomedy.com. As always, if you want bonus stuff from me, you can go to parttimefunnyman.com. Subscribe for $5. It's bonus essays, bonus podcasts, bonus videos. Today I wrote one called, it's called I'm Going to Become an Alpha Male. It's satire, but it's a lot of fun. We have a blast. If you can't afford it, you can just get at me and I will comp you, no questions asked. Trey is over at patreon.com/Trey Crowder. And as for Drew, he's got a new podcast called Gravy Baby with him and Carmen Morales and DJ Lewis of Maced in the Butthole fame. Y'all know him. And speaking of which, this episode of WellRED is a special, basically, edition of Gravy Baby. I was doing dad stuff, well, pre-dad stuff. I'm not a dad yet, but we had doctor's appointments, and I had a flight get canceled, and I stuck in Detroit. And Trey, it is his wife's birthday, so we let Drew Cephas and DJ and Carmen take over the WellRED podcast. I genuinely have no idea what they talked about because I'm also in a rush and didn't have time to listen. So I know you're going to enjoy it. Carmen is one of the funniest people on the planet. DJ is the funniest human in the entire galaxy. And Drew, well, y'all love Drew. That's why you're here. You already like him. He's great. This is going to be fun. I'll let them take it away. And remember to come see us. Indianapolis this weekend, February 2nd through 4th. Then February 9th through the 11th, we're going to be in Bloomington. WellREDcomedy.com. I love y'all so much. Also, listen to Puttin on Airs. Okay, enough from me. Shut up, Corey. Bye.
They're the liberal rednecks. They like cornbread and butt sex. They care way too much but don't give a fuck. They're the liberal rednecks that makes some people upset, but they got 3 big old dicks that you can suck.
Hello there, WellRED Nation. It's your boy, Uncle Daddy, Drew Dollars. I am flying solo today. Trey and Corey, they're lazy, they're unprofessional. I don't know what they're doing. Nothing important like having live shows or dealing with stuff as it relates to their wife's pregnancy. I know they're not doing that. They would have told me. What they did tell me, they said, Drew, we can't do the podcast today, but you can do it on your own or with some of your friends because you are the funniest, the most professional. You're the best at Scrabble. I said, all right, that's enough, guys. You're right. I can do it on my own with some of my friends. As many of you know, I have a new podcast called Gravy Baby. What I'm going to do today is have a conversation with my co-hosts on that. You guys know and love both of them. Gravy Baby is available wherever any podcasts are. If you're listening right now, whatever you're listening on, there's about a 99% chance that Gravy Baby's on it. Now look, if you got some weird, oh, I listen to my podcast on Squibby Doodah, I'm not going there. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to do it. Get over yourself. Get a normal thing. Join the rest of society and listen to podcasts there. And if hearing that offends you, well, then I'm sorry. I didn't think it was that offensive. I just was trying to be funny here on this podcast. Today we're going to talk to Carmen Morales and DJ Lewis. We're going to do it separately for a variety of reasons. At the top is that DJ lives sort of in 1973. He's there on a farm. You're going to hear all about that. We're going to have some clips from the show. You're going to enjoy them. You're going to have a good time. You're going to enjoy these conversations with DJ, who you know as Gutter Bumpkin, Skinny Bumpkin. He of Maced in the Butthole fame from what is probably the funniest WellRED episode of all time. And Carmen, you guys know from when Trey and Corey went out of the country and I had to hold it down and I had a co-host with me, Carmen Morales. We get into that a little bit because that's sort of the birth of Gravy Baby, in terms of us knowing that we can do it. Before I get into them, let me tell you guys some things that I got on my heart. First and foremost on my heart, I want to say rest in peace, Tyree Nichols. I haven't seen the video. I don't plan on watching it. I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on it, but I thought it was important to say that the episode you're about to hear was recorded kind of before the video came out. So, you know, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted everyone to know the sort of context, because that's such a disgusting. There's not another word. It's disgusting, and I feel like everyone listening right now, the WellRED Nation, is either for major police reform, if not abolishment and starting over. I feel like everyone listening is somewhere in between, like on that spectrum. So I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not. Disgusting. I just wanted everyone to know the context, though, of the interviews that they're about to see. Yeah, that's the first thing on my heart. The second thing on my heart, on a much lighter note, much lighter, is that my Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again, baby. That's exactly right. I'm so excited. And look, I know a lot of the WellRED fans are out there listening right now. You guys are like, oh, I don't care about sports ball. That's cool. That's your right. Guess what? I do, and my team is good. We're back in the Super Bowl. If any Eagles fans are listening, then you can kiss it. I love it. I'm so hyped. I'm just running around my house saying to Andy, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And she's like, first of all, stop screaming at me in the kitchen. Second of all, he better not be, you know. And third of all, go brush your teeth. Your breath stinks. And I'm saying, thank you, baby. That's great advice. I'll take out the trash on my way. I love you. And that's how we do it. That's our relationship. It's none of your guys' business, really, if we're honest about it. But we do love the Chiefs here in this household. And she supports my dreams, which right now is a Super Bowl. And the third thing that's on my heart is that I'm excited about WellRED being on the road the next 2 weekends. I know you're like, oh, way to smoothly put a plug in there. I am putting a plug in here, but I am genuinely excited about it. As you guys have figured out, we're not touring as much together. So it's nice that we have 2 weekends in a row. I'm so pumped about having 2 weekends in a row. We're going to be in Indianapolis and then Minneapolis in February. And that is great. Oh, man, I cannot wait to be in the frozen tundra of Minnesota, February 9th through 11th. People who live in Minneapolis, why? I love the city. I would totally move to Minneapolis if I could move back south for the winter. I don't know why y'all live there. Honestly, I think, why did you do it to us, entertainers? Did you not think about that when you or your ancestors moved there? Did you not think, one day, someone's going to come here to bring us joy and laughter or music, and they're not going to want to be outside because it's not natural for human beings to be this cold. I'm having to prepare right now. I'm having to take cold showers and get my psyche ready to be in Minneapolis in February. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I don't know why you want to experience that. It feels like, if you've never been outside in Minnesota in February, it feels like, you know when you get butthole knives? You've heard Corey talk about those, where your taint just hurts. You don't know why. Your taint just starts hurting. It feels like that on your whole body. It feels like taint pain in all of your skin. So anyway, I'm pumped to be there. We're going to be playing at the Mall of America. I think we're staying close by, and all those hotels connect. They've got sky bridges so that you don't have to go outside. That's the complete reason why. So people can stay in a hotel and go to the Mall of America, and that's their whole experience in Minnesota. And I'm probably going to have that experience myself because it's too cold to live. It's not that I'm mad at you guys. I know this is coming across as passive-aggressive. It's genuinely that I don't understand why you would do that to me personally. But that aside, I am very excited to be on the road. So go to WellREDComedy.com for tickets. I think we added Asheville and Knoxville. If we haven't yet, we will soon. That's going to be in May. So get pumped for that. Portland, I know, is in April. One of Andy and I's favorite cities to visit. She will come with me, so you guys can meet her if you're in Portland and you want to. Do it. All right. This whole episode sponsored by Gravy Baby. It's a combo with me and DJ, and then me and Carmen. You guys know them, you love them. We're also going to play some clips, sort of as commercials for the Gravy Baby podcast. And I love you guys. I'll see you out there. Bye.
They're the liberal rednecks. They like cornbread, but sex they care way too much, but don't give a fuck. They're the liberal rednecks that makes some people upset. They got 3 big old dicks that you can suck.
This is a clip of the Gravy Baby podcast.
And he lives that way. My friend Ganja's the same way. Like, they just don't at some point they're like, fuck it. And it's a genuine fuck it.
You guys heard that, right? Her friend Ganja.
That's like Ganja John, yeah.
Ganja John? What's Ganja John's deal? He got a 401k?
But actually, he probably does.
Up first, we have the interview with DJ Lewis. I want to let everybody know that there was a delay between me and DJ. Your boy went through and he did cut out all the delays. I went through the painstaking work of doing that. You're welcome. But I could not get rid of us talking over each other from time to time. That's just how it is when your boy lives in 1973. It's still a great interview.
Oh, WellRED fans. It's your buddy, Farmer DJ Lewis.
Hello.
What's up, Gutter Bumpkin? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I've been thinking a lot about, okay, so farming, right? I mean, it's not necessarily like that's like with permaculture, it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily farming, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the thing. Like what we're doing is basically like, it's more like, dude, it's almost like composing, you know what I'm saying? Like you're conducting and you're like, how do I explain it? Like,
you're DJing.
You are, yeah. Like you're setting up, like so. We like want all our ashtrays and stuff. So we want all our colors to come in. Like as April comes in, we want like all like the whites and pinks, and then we want to turn that, of course, your greens, and then we want to turn that into like yellows and reds. It's almost like you're a conductor. You know what I mean? We want our butterfly alley to be one thing, and like our vermiculture and like all that stuff to be like, you know, all different parts. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're more, and like with permaculture and setting up like a sustainable ecosystem, basically, a self-sustaining ecosystem. It's not the same as like, you know, it's definitely gardening, but it's not farming. Anyway,
Would you want me to call you a horticulturist, or would you like me to call you a composer? Maybe
maestro.
You're like you're a dirt DJ.
Man, I like it. Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it.
So,
Dirt
man, I like that you like it. Dirt music.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little
There
bit
was
about
this old
what's gravy,
saying back
baby.
in prison that
Go ahead. No, tell me the saying. I think we got a
Yeah.
slight delay. Tell me the saying.
dirt brings dirt. And that's how you make compost. You just put dirt on dirt and it brings it. Man, we do have a delay. And you gone. You gone, babe. Now you're back. Look how beautiful you
Well,
are. You're back.
Let's do our best not to comment on the delay. For people keeping up at home, you know, rural internet and urban internet, everything's falling apart, DJ. But you and I do have a podcast with the lovely Carmen Morales, and part of that, as I've already explained to people in the intro, is just spreading joy. We call it positive vibes for shitty people, or for trash people, I guess is a nicer way to say it. So if you're out there and you're trash, but you want some positive vibes in your life, then you just got to ask yourself, what's gravy, baby? And I think you've already touched on it, but right now I'm going to ask you, put you on the spot. DJ, what's gravy, baby?
Yeah, man. Messing with the dirt, man. Messing with nature, man. Finding my my balance in it, and I'm trying to I'm definitely trying to reflect. I'm trying to clean my body, and I'm trying to be part of it and find that balance in it. It's been really neat, coming off of tobacco and nicotine, and having these crazy urges, and being realize that I'm triggering myself a lot, and I'm doing as an addict would. It's I'm trying to give myself excuses, and but I'm learning to deal with that, and I'm being able to find all these contrasts and contradictions in my own nature, and then in the nature around me, and it's been really interesting. As talking about finding the nature that's around you, how different it is when you start to recognize what the trees that are around you, what are maples, what is the ash, what is the, what I'm saying? We start recognizing what type of dirt is even with worms, my vermiculture is so it's so interesting to know all the different types of worm, the epigeic and the endogeic, and all these different types of bacteria and stuff, and it's being a part of living the symbiotic relationship and really living it, then that's gravy, baby. It's
The worm daddy.
Yeah.
It's so nice to hear you, I guess, speak so excitedly about it all. I feel like nature is one of those things. It's like working out or eating well, or I don't know. There's numerous things that we all kind of know are good for us, that it's important to have in our lives. Anyone who would hear you, especially you being so likable, say, yeah, just knowing what the trees are changes your perspective, and you're trying to get in the symbiotic relationship. But that's definitely a category of thing in our culture where you've just seen and heard so many awful people talk about it that sometimes, I don't know if anybody identifies with this, but sometimes I don't want to be a workout bro. So I'm I'm not going to work out. And you see Instagram people with perfect lighting in their house talking about, and the plants will set you free. And you're so averse to that, I guess commodification and the, I don't know, Instagramization of stuff. I don't know if anybody identifies with that, but I certainly have this, sometimes I overreact to things I don't like, where I genuinely feel seeing annoying people hike makes me hike less. I definitely need to go to therapy for that. But seeing annoying people work out makes me want to work out less. Hearing some dumbass talk about how they've been eating clean makes me want to go to McDonald's. But it's not healthy. And I don't know. It's just really nice to hear you talk about being in nature and farming, because it makes me want to do it instead of, not want to do it.
Yeah, man. That's the whole thing. Also, with I think that's one thing that's also with Instagram culture, is that you basically cannot trust any of those people. You just whatever's on the internet, just don't trust them. I mean, if what have we learned from the emu girl, and from dude, anytime I see a farmer, anybody who's projecting being on these big machines and tearing up the earth, all this diesel stuff, and trying to tell you anything about living right, you're dude, man, go fucking die, dude. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we want to raise livestock. Well, not go die, you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe don't talk as much, you know what I'm saying? Or I understand this. I understand this message that you're putting on in your, but also with farming now, it's and you see somebody on this big John Deere tractor, and you realize oh my God, dude, John Deere has become super evil, and whatever. This is all just paid promotional stuff for consumerism. This has.
I did not know that John Deere was evil.
This is bad. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, man. They've just set about doing dude, they're buying up all kind of patents, and you can't fix a John Deere. You have to go to the company. You can't your own parts. You have to buy parts from them and stuff. Dude, it's really getting bad. When we all end up in the gulag, we'll be wearing fucking John Deere exoskeletons. So when we work in the fucking field all day, dude, it'll be John Deere fucking. Oh, dude, it's gonna be rad. Can't wait.
I can't wait to be a robot. That's what people need to be talking about. Everyone's afraid the robots are going to take our jobs. The robots are going to make us able to do and force us to do our jobs for 16 hours a day.
Surely, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
16
that's why I don't
hours.
worry about credit
if you're
anymore.
lucky, 16 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't worry about.
No, dude, run it up, baby.
Well, everyone listening, I assure you that this
Yeah,
type of
man.
nihilistic doomsday mentality is not what Gravy Baby's about. That is what Into the Biscuit was about. But DJ and I have turned a corner. We do a great job on the new podcast of not diving into our own existential habits. And the reason we do that is because we have Carmen there to keep us in line to go, hey, you know, how you guys are like, hey, run up credit because nothing matters. Well, once you decide nothing matters, then you can stop talking about it all the goddamn time, you idiots.
Yeah, she's definitely brightened up all that. It's really great having that third, like, just that, huh?
Go ahead, buddy. Listen, don't you stop for a noise for me, because that's one thing about a delay. You just push on through.
All right, I got it, man. It's just great to have someone so like authoritative in their like I don't know how do you explain Carmen? How do you know what I mean? Like how do you like huh? Daddy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yes. But a nurturing one, like a very nurturing. She's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Just stop being a fucking idiot. You know,
I feel bad saying this. I feel bad saying this when she's not around, even though it's not, even though it's not at all an insult. I feel bad saying it a little bit, but I feel like Carmen reminds me of the coolest lesbians I've hung out with. Where the coolest lesbians I've hung out with remind me of my uncles in that they'll like help me fix my car and make fun of me for not being prepared. Like, you didn't bring a jacket. Did you not know it was going to be cold? You fucking idiot. But unlike my uncles, they won't continue to berate me for the next 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Man, people are fucking cool, man. It's cool. They are. It's great.
Well, tell me about this is a little bit of a change, but it's going back a little bit to the symbiosis. Tell me a little bit about the seasons, man, because I feel like, you were up in the Great White North. It was winter, no chicken dinner. And then you moved back to the South, but, fall, winter, now spring's coming. Are you more in tune with that now that you're outside, or are you somebody who's always kind of been in tune with that stuff?
Dude, how can anybody be in tune with it? Like, it's January. It's 65 degrees. It was 65 degrees today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. It was like freezing for a little bit, and it's been really hard. Like, I don't see how anybody's calling it or how anybody, dude, you just throw a fucking farmer's almanac the fuck away. Like, I don't even know how people are in any way like prepared, or like, I don't feel, I mean, I'm sure like, yeah, sure. When this isn't a Minnesota winter, I don't know what kind of winter this is. This has just been it's been an unseasonably warm, wet motherfucker. It's rained almost every fucking day. It's been a just sloppy fucking, I don't even know how to call it. I don't know how to call it.
Sloppy winter.
Y'all been getting that fucking rain, cuz.
It's been such a sloppy winter here, dude. We have fucking many leaks in our roof. It's rained like probably 90% of the days since I've been back after Christmas. And I think it's good for the region overall, but it's disconcerting because it's like, yeah, but like, this is a plus sum game. If we're getting all this rain here, something's weird, because I basically live in a desert. Like, I live in the valley across the mountain from LA, and like, it's a desert over here, but it hadn't been lately. And like, there's obviously positive ways to look at it. And that's what I've been trying to make myself do. It is good for this region. And Andy is excited because the poppy explosion is probably going to be the biggest it's ever been. For people who don't know, just north of Los Angeles, there's all these poppy fields. And when there's a big rain season, like entire mountains turn orange with flowers. So it really, that kind of thing is obviously truly beautiful. And blah, blah, blah. But it's disconcerting. You know, I mean, my roof is old and wasn't ready for that. It's like I've probably had holes in my roof for a decade and just no one noticed until this last month and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's fucking dude. Between the like all the rain, like when the frost came, when the freeze came, and then like, dude, fucking knowing if you had any type of plumbers got rich, is what happened. Because everybody's pipes burst and then everybody got flooded, and like there was no like from all the way from Asheville to fucking Athens, there was fucking like everybody was just fucked forever.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
We had friends with frozen
like,
pipes in Athens. We had friends with frozen pipes in Asheville. It's wild to think about who and what industries are going to take advantage of global warming. That's what me and you need to do, DJ. We need to start a business. I don't know what it'd be, you know, like we'll cut the sleeves out your t-shirts for you, you know, something better than that. But like as things warm up, what can we do?
I think, well, definitely understanding plumbing is going to be really fucking important. I think fucking, dude, this is like the time. This is the time right now to like be able to know where your water fucking shuts off at and like how fucking pipes are connected. It's really interesting. You know, your fucking hot water, where it comes from, how it works, dude. It's really important that, like, I think, you know, yeah, this is a time to that whole thing, you definitely make some money out of.
I worked as a plumber,
dude, just collecting water, hell, selling water.
Yeah, for sure. Collecting and selling water. That's great. The water war is going to be a lot of fun to fight in. I worked as a plumber for a summer, and I feel like doing plumbing, like the beginning stages, is on most houses relatively simple. It's pretty basic stuff. Shit flows downhill. This is how you connect it. This is where the shutoff is, et cetera, et cetera. However, fixing plumbing, once it has fucked up, has got to be one of the most fucking bullshit, mangled, horrible, awful fucking jobs. And you're cold, you're dirty. Sometimes there's literal shit falling on you, and you're having to crawl around other plastic pipes that you can't break. And, you know, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, you're a big boy. Most plumbers are big boys. You don't fit under there, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah. All that. It's being able to do that, being able to just, so I guess what's preventative is what you want to get into. You want to get into the preventative business. Like, you know, fucking, hey, look, man, I can figure out, you know, guarantee how to make sure your pipes don't bust. I can, you know what I mean, go into your house and I can tie them all in a knot, tie all your shit in a knot. You just press this button we'll
right
tie
here.
Your pipes in a knot.
I don't know
what we'll do. We'll include Nessie the goat.
I don't know exactly how to do that.
We'll get Nessie the goat in on it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get Nessie the goat to eat foam and then shit out a special kind of foam, and we'll use her poop as insulation for pipes.
Man, dude, she's for her fucking poop, man, dude. Listen, man, I'm cashing in on the goat poop business, dude. So, like, yeah, man, I might get her, like, if I get her room in to start. Yeah, dude, I am, man.
Well, tell me more about that. I don't know what you mean. Like for fertilizer?
Like, yeah, for fertilizer, man. I mean, that's part of my, you know, so what we do is like, so she uses a litter box, right? So she's an indoor goat. She uses a litter box. What we do is, you know, all compost is basically like, you know, whatever part's nitrogen, whatever part's carbon, depending on what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And goat poop is actually in most vermiculture, especially in like really arid places, like they use it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like to help the ground and like, because that's one of the things you definitely want to do. Like anytime that you're working with the earth, and that's another thing that's so different about farming is that, you know, you're definitely into like a self-sustaining, but also you're wanting to heal the ground and where it's been, you know what I'm saying, trampled on, whatever. And in places where like they don't have a lot of where the dirt's really dry, they use a lot of goat poop with worms to like make, you know, create a compost in the soil, and it heals the soil up while they squat. So like so what we're doing is we're starting with like a few pine pellets, a little bit of cedar, some hay straw, and that's in her litter box. So whenever she's going in there, she's adding the poop to it. That then gets broke down. We break that down into the vermiculture with the vermicompost with the worms. Right after about 90 to 120 days, they break all that down, and we sift that and put that into the garden beds, and it's super high rich. They call it black gold. It's super high rich, high, like, dude, man, when I finally get my patent on my worm farm bins, dude, I'm gonna be down in Asheville slinging fucking ghost shit on these motherfuckers. They don't even know what's about to happen to them, dog. I'm gonna have a worm bin full of like good vibe noonie poop. I get my good vibe, yeah, baby. And so dude, and some worms, dog. But like, go ahead, you drop your compost down in this fucking worm bin right here. It's gonna break down. I'm gonna show you how to make fucking verma wash, your own vermiculture right there in your apartment, dog. You can, dude, you throw some lettuce and some goddamn eggshells in there. Them motherfucking worms gonna get huge, dog. They can live up to 4 years, get up to like 6 foot long, dog. Would you have your own fucking pet worms?
The Worm Daddy, dude. Here's what I want. I want Skinny Bumpkin to make a comeback for one album, a trap album. Instead of slinging drugs, you're slinging poop and worms. I'm down here in the goat poop trap.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna undercut any kind of compost. You come get me, man. Like, I might not be able to sell you like a whole bunch of it, but enough for like your indoor plants. And if, man, maybe you want some indoor vegetables, man, you'll be able to grow it high density, like very rich. Yeah,
dude,
man.
I can't wait to eat a carrot that I grow.
Good.
I can't wait to eat a carrot that I grow from DJ Lewis Worm Food Goat Poop. I cannot wait to eat the DJ Lewis Worm Daddy carrots. I'm gonna let you go, my friend. You know I love you so much. If you guys want to know more about what's Gravy Baby, listen to us. Gravy Baby Podcast. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. If you don't know by now, look, you're not going to figure it out. Like, if you haven't figured out how podcasts work, don't try now. Well, how are you even listening to this one? If you're on that app, you can do it with Gravy Baby too. Yeah. And if you're not listening to this one, obviously I'm not talking to you. Why do I feel like I'm going insane all the time? Who knows? But Gravy Baby with DJ Lewis and Carmen Morales is available everywhere. As always, we appreciate you, my man. I think you're going to be with WellRED in Asheville, North Carolina this summer. I feel like we've confirmed that. For those of you who do not know, though, WellRED will be in Indian. I don't know why I'm plugging them now. I've already plugged these in the intro. Why am I making you sit here for this? Nobody wants this. What am I doing? I was doing so good and I fell apart at the end, DJ. Thank you for being with me, baby. Love you.
This is a clip of the Gravy Baby podcast.
Grandma Geraldine said one time about my cousin, she'd fuck a far ant if she could get one to hold still. And my cousin was in the room. Andy asked her if she wanted to get another boyfriend after my papa died, and she said, I wouldn't get one of them even if he had a golden pecker.
Bad bitch,
Bad
dude.
bitch.
Bad bitch.
You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,
Hey, Carmen.
Oh, hi, Drew.
Welcome to WellRED and to my living room / kitchen.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Long time listener, long time guest.
Yeah. This is WellRED Beard. That's what I called that when we did that for a month.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
That was fun. And you know what that led to?
What? Us having our own podcast?
Called Gravy Baby.
Gravy Baby.
And, I've already explained it with DJ, but let's talk about it. Why do we do it? What's our deal?
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, I've been on a lot of podcasts and I usually get tired of it, but I haven't gotten tired of it. And that's nice. It's nice to be able to have conversations that go in all different directions. But I think the crux of it is that we're trash people, very negative people that are inherently trying to be positive and trying to think of it's
without being annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of like positive nihilism. None of this matters. We're all gonna die. You might as well try.
I think that we're onto something, at least for ourselves, because DJ and I separately had an interview and we arrived at the same basic thing that you just opened with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fine because none of us have talked about it at all. We didn't organize it anyway, so even that.
Well, I based it around your phrase where you reverse positive toxic. No, I keep saying it correctly.
There's toxic positivity where people will ostrich head in the sand. Everything's great. And it's really not, for the whole thing is burning. And it's just like, you got to be positive and stay positive all the time, which is also inhuman considering we think 51% negative. So it's just, but it's trying to keep it only at 51%, and the effort and the grind of that, which is much like the grind of everything that we've tried to do, make people laugh for a living. It's like, it's a very similar, in parallel, a grind with like trying to be like a happy adult. And so it's conversations that lead us through that, I think. So instead of toxic positivity, it's positive toxicity. As in, like, I've definitely been a toxic person, and I'm certain you have. We've all been through those phases and still trying to be better from that and trying to not revert back to that.
In what ways have you been toxic?
I mean, I'm not going to out myself.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know it was.
We'll leave that for the Patreon. Patreon.com. If you guys want to know the kind of piece of shit I am specifically. But I went through a married guy phase, and I've done a lot of like
I didn't know that.
questionable, morally, the things I'm not proud of, et cetera, et cetera. And I just try to, make up for it.
There is a weird thing with the internet culture where they try to turn things that used to be negative into positive, and sometimes it's good, like the slut shaming, the anti-slut shaming movement. It's like, this used to be negative, let's kind of take it back. But then, people are like, I'm in my hoe phase, and I'm like, I don't know, and maybe you can help me out. Am I too old school that I go, okay, I'm fine with that because I'm a very progressive guy. Right. I don't know if we should be just announcing it like that. That makes it feel a little like, I don't know what, like we're celebrating. Do I still just have Christianity inside me? I
mean, that might be it. That might be Jesus talking for sure. But I think at the end of the day, it's like a hoe phase is just the quickest way to be like, my DMs are open also, it's a way to advertise without having to, because for instance, like I'm a very assertive lady. So the dudes that are in my DMs are very polite. It's like, I hope this dick pic finds you well, they're very respectful. And if I was like, I'm in my hoe phase, then maybe they wouldn't be so. Maybe they would. Ma'am. Yes.
It's my greatest hope that this penis is up to your standards.
Yeah.
Should it not be, feel free to delete me. I shall not take it personally. Yours truly.
Yeah. And they wrote it all in cursive. Somehow they figured out the coding to write it in cursive.
Yeah.
That's cute. But yeah, I think it's just my friend Kisaida is going through a hoe phase right now because she just got divorced. So she's having new dick for the first time in almost a decade.
Oh, new dick's got to be good.
And at least because it's just new. It's just new. Oh, look at it. Look at it curves the other way. Even just exciting in its simplicity. It's not necessarily that it's good, but it's good that it's new.
Yeah.
Especially if you were unhappy with the old one. So.
You just synthesize how most men think generally, I think. Women don't seem to understand cheating. Like this conversation surrounding Miley Cyrus, her new song's out. Phenomenal, by the way.
Okay.
Video, so hot. And Liam Hemsworth cheated on her. Like, that's the thing. And, like, the PR people at the time tried to make it about her. But over time, everyone's kind of realized this dude was, like, just running train on, Hollywood sluts while he was supposed to be getting engaged to her.
Right.
And women are like, why'd he cheat? Why'd he cheat? Because he's a cheater. But Miley, it has nothing to do with who you're with when you're a man and a cheater. It's new pussy.
Yeah, it's new pussy. Yeah. It's the not knowing. I think I'm not defending it by any means because I'm not either. I'm not defending it, but I do think that there is something genetic inherent with because your purpose is to spread seed and we only have X amount of eggs. That we get, and then we lose one every month. And then that's why it's harder and harder for you to get pregnant as you get older because you have less fucking eggs, period. And so you have a countless, if I just fucking sperm factory, never ending supply, never going out of business.
The Olive Garden of sperm.
The opposite. So ours is inherently a little bit more precious. Whether you choose to live that way or not, that's also something, we're also adults. But I do think there is something inherent where it's just it would be cool to come on everyone. But that I've also been a person that has cheated. Again, if we're going to talk about things that I'm not proud of. And for me, it was always an emotional thing. I felt unloved where I was. And so then someone made me feel loved someplace else. And I think cheating for dudes is usually way more physical. I mean, I'm making broad strokes here. There's probably a lot of women that like me. I have high testosterone too. So new dick in general, even when I'm in love, just seems cool. So I do think, I don't want to blame it all on a chemical, but testosterone definitely has something to do with it.
Well, yeah, I think that there are probably many different reasons men cheat. I think from the few things I've read from sex workers who have clientele who are married men, they find out there's many reasons they may do it. I would simply try to say that this whole thing that's going on right now with she's such an amazing hot woman, it's like that has nothing to do with it generally.
I was on a podcast about cheating, and one of the things they asked is, would you rather have somebody cheat on you with, it was called a hot or not cheat? Like, would you rather have somebody cheat on you that was hotter or that was notter, like just a cooler and I was like, hotter, because hotter makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas but the other thing too is you're not remembering the context of we live in a city that is unlike any other city in the world, in this particular regard, where pussy is treated like a commodity here. And it's like, we are literally living in a rap song where it's just like, where you talk about and it's just like what people, I watch it, dudes get money and then they start looking at women differently. I think there's something to be said about that when you have everything in the world, you have all the money, and then you have women that are surrounding you that are like want to hang out with you just because you have money. You start treating them the way that, and it's not, none of it's healthy, right? All of it's predatory on both sides.
If you throw fame on top of it, too.
That's what I mean. That goes along with it. Money and fame. So there's not famous dudes that are doing it, and then there's famous dudes that are doing it. And then if you're a famous person who has a famous, partner, then it goes with scrutiny.
Folks, these are the kinds of opinions Carmen out of her heart.
I don't know. I'm just trying to understand it. Here's the thing is how I feel about any of this shit. I don't ever usually say. I just want to understand it.
Same.
Yeah.
I think that's all I want from an audience too. When I'm doing a joke, it's like, I don't want you to agree with me, but if you laugh, I know you understood me. You know what I mean? Going back a little bit, the only person I've ever heard speak on what you said, I think it's very interesting about the biology of that. I've heard,
oh my God! Don't say Jordan Peterson or something like that.
Oh,
Jesus
God, no.
Christ.
Well, I was going to say other than comedians and blowhards and creepy dudes who are like, the biology of it is that this is all natural. There's a guy who wrote a book.
But we've also evolved, Sure. Yeah.
There's a guy who wrote a book called Sex at Dawn, and I guess our closest relative is bonobos, and then he also studied humans before we became super monogamous. And he said something similar, slightly more nuanced, because it's the academic world, but something very similar to what you said.
It's why so many primates have a group of women that they're protecting.
And he also was talking about how, it's not really normal to have sex with strangers at all. Going back to our ancestors, but it is normal to have more than one sexual partner. And he was saying, there's this theory out there, and I think this is so interesting, and we're about to get really into it, but
this is also what happens on
one of the
podcast.
reasons potentially that women moan is to attract more partners, because when they're ovulating and turned on and ready for sex,
we want to get as much cum as possible
to get pregnant.
So get pregnant.
And that's the time, in that exact moment when horny would be when women would be more open to more partners. Not before that necessarily, but in that moment, whereas
when they're ovulating.
Whereas when you were pointing out with men, it is a constant biological desire to come in nearly everything. Yeah.
Which is why a 13-year-old boy, wherever he lives, is covered in cum.
Yes. It's also why you hear a lot of men around my age talk about how man, being horny was cool. Getting over it. Starting to wait for that day where you just wake up and it's not that are in
their 50s and stuff. They don't care about it anymore because their sperm is
they're happy that they don't care.
Well, yeah, I don't have to think about it anymore. It's nice. It's nice. I can just focus on my projects, my fucking Connect set or whatever the fuck they're doing. Organizing their DVDs. They're in their 50s. DVDs back in the day were a disc of media. If you have any young folks listening.
Yeah, there's one horny young folk out there organizing his DVDs by like breast size. He's like, I'm doing that now.
That's the guy that was like, it was like that scene in fucking Knocked Up where they have like, he knows every timestamp of every time any woman has ever gotten naked. Yeah. The titty timestamp.
That reminds me of something that you, not one of the guys, brought up on Gravy Baby that you guys should go subscribe, like, and follow right now. And if you're listening to WellRED, whatever you're listening to it on, we're on that platform. I'm 99% sure that's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you said it confidently, so.
Well, I said it, and then I was like, I bet there's a
Then you
new
can
one.
always email us and let us know we're wrong, or DM us on Instagram at GravyBabyPod.
GravyBabyPod@gmail. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, you were talking about porn, just like rehashing old scenes. It's like a scene they've used before, but now they're claiming the two actors are stepbrothers. And
Like they just changed the title of it.
Yeah, but they're just using a scene that did well. They're like, all right, this did well when we said it was two college students. Let's see if it does well when we say they're stepbrother, stepsister.
It's just and I get it, and it's just like a lot of times. Well, I mean, all of those descriptions and tags are always so wild to me because it's like two women that look like they're exact same age, and it's just like a mommy daughter, and it's just because like one of them has bigger tits than the other one, and the other one has like no tits. Yeah, and it's just like, all right, well, this seems.
I don't want to get into the psychology of how they casted those actors.
Yeah.
None of it's fun.
No, it's not. It's all predatory, but again, I think it's also just in trying to keep it fresh. Like if they don't have enough content, they're just like, let's rehash some old shit.
Yeah. Well, another thing I like about Gravy Baby is that, and I talked about this when I interviewed DJ for WellRED. DJ and I dove into nihilism with no joy 6 minutes into that interview. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're back into the biscuit. And I was like, well, that's the great thing about Gravy Baby is that you are this nice, I think it's like a check, but it's like the perfect kind of check because you're so logical. It's like, hey, guys, if we have decided that everything sucks and nothing matters, then why the fuck do we keep talking about it?
Yeah,
like,
let's go do something fun then. If this is it, if this is the end, if nothing matters, then why not enjoy it? Why not have ourselves a little bit of fun? Because I mean, that was the whole thing is if stand-up doesn't work out, I was going to be a demotivational speaker, and that was going to be my platform is, why not?
Unmotivating.
Yeah.
Who would that be for? Like, not, let's talk about who needs it and then who would pay for it.
Well, I don't know if it would be a demotivational speaker because it is, if the platform is we're all going to die, you might as well try, then that's still motivating. It's just motivating under the umbrella of not giving a fuck.
It's nihilistic motivational speaking.
That's what I'm saying. But whereas demotivational speakers, mainly motivational speakers need to be demotivated because if you have all this time, it's because they're all unemployed. So you have all of this time to juice yourself up to do everything.
That's another thing, man. That's so funny how thematically we're so similar to the conversation DJ and I were having.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's so good because you're talking about different topics, just similar themes. He was talking about farming, and I was listening to him, and he was talking about symbiotic relationship with the earth and how he's starting to get into that with his worms, and it was really cool. But I was like, man, it's so funny because usually I hear people talk like this on the internet. And I just shut down because they're fucking annoying. Yeah. And it's funny how many things I shut down from, and I don't know if you identify with this, because of who's presenting it to me.
Oh, all the time.
Like working out people are annoying. Spiritual people on Instagram are annoying. Like all these people who are presenting these things to me are annoying. But I let it get to me to the point where I'll be like, yeah, fucking working out's stupid. It's like, no, it's not. That guy's stupid.
Yes, that guy is stupid. What he's saying doesn't mean it's stupid. It's just like, the Grateful Dead might be amazing, but oh my God, are their fans annoying, right? It doesn't make the product any less. Yeah. It's, if anything, the people that like it, that like some of the things, like there's like some cool things that I learned from like Siddhartha, different, I don't want to get into that. That's going to take too long. Yeah. But it's like,
Andy will be proud of me that I knew that.
Nice. Congratulations. But I think I think he was a Taoist. Okay. But there's a lot of people that get into stuff like that. Or actually, the known one is Ikigai is a really big one right now, which is a premise about like, it's a book about the people that live the longest in all the world or in different parts. They all, the theme between them is they live with purpose. what is your purpose? And there's also been logotherapy. I don't know how to say it, or logotherapy, but I think it's logotherapy, which is like, it's instead of the traditional therapy that we use now is identifying, going through your past, identifying, picking it out, understanding it. And this is logotherapy is a type of therapy where it's purpose based. So like, for instance, this guy, he loses his wife. He doesn't want to do anything anymore. He's depressed, all the stuff. So you could go through and dig through your whole past. Why do you feel this way? Is it because your relationship with your mom? Is that why you have a weird relationship with this death? You can't let this death go, blah, blah, blah. But if he finds purpose in his life, then he will more inherently be likely to get over this. So it's like, it's just a different approach. But it's a really, so Ikigai is basically helping you find your purpose, what you're good at, what you're here for, and what you do well, what you do for money, and what fulfills you, and finding your place in the middle of that Venn diagram that gives you something that makes you feel worth a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a lot of people talk about how for parents, you know, the kids kind of become their purpose, which is great and beautiful. But eventually, if you do it correctly, the goal, I think, the goal for most parents is that the kids no longer need them.
Right.
So now your purpose is gone. So there's like a real depression there. It's like that.
Part of the empty nest syndrome. That's part of it. It's like, I've given up my sense of self.
Yes.
To provide, but that's also something that you need to remember when you're being a parent, is you are an individual, you are a partner in a relationship, and you are a parent. Those are all three roles that you have to take on, which is why you never have time for anything else. And
then retirement is the other time that people struggle with that, because they felt like they had a purpose, and then they retire, and it's like, I'm, worthless now or whatever.
Right. I'm no longer contributing to society. Yeah. And I think if you find something before you stop working that fulfills you, I mean, it's the same reason why, those, he was an anthropologist and then he retires, and then he just travels the world and still looks at you know what I'm saying? Like, so as long as you can still, right. You just do it for the joy of it. Finding a thing that or maybe that hobby that you super love. Maybe you have to work a different job than something that you're passionate about. Finding something that you're passionate about to occupy your time, any spare time that you do have, so then when you have more of it, you can do it for more and feel fulfilled still.
I met a guy this weekend who was talking about his neighbor, is an 80-year-old retired guy who was in the military for years, and then I think was a teacher after that. And his favorite pastime, he's like 80 years old. He works out. He says that he has like an 8-pack as an 80-year-old, but it's like curved because his stomach, like the band in his stomach is too old to hold his muscles together. Yeah. So he has a round 8-pack. And his favorite pastime.
Oh my gosh, dude, like one of those hams that has the little strings around it. Oh my God, how cute.
And he says his favorite pastime, he's like, he still works out every day. He goes down to the ocean. He has his friends. But his favorite thing to do on his own is trolling conservatives on Facebook.
Hell yeah.
It's like he likes to find a place where they're trying to talk about vets. He talks about how he's a vet, gets them going, and then hits them with something to piss them off. And I've never heard of anyone living their life on Facebook and it making me happy until now. It was like a good lesson for me too.
Yeah.
But that's this dude's purpose. His wife passed away. And it's like, what am I going to do now that she's gone?
I can't bust her balls. Whose balls can I bust?
Let me get on the internet and troll people.
Yeah. I love aggravating someone I'm with. So maybe that till I'm dead for sure.
Well, speaking of things till you're dead, Carmen caused a lot of controversy on the latest episode of Gravy Baby, talking about who she wants to be with and how she picks them based upon at least one criteria is how they might die.
How I think they'll die.
Yeah. And I'm not going to give anything else away. If you want to hear more about that.
But we definitely got a lot of feedback about it. I guess people didn't know I was joking.
Well.
Or was I? I mean. Or was I?
Yeah. It could be that she was kidding. It could be that she has a personality disorder. Either way. Shame on you people for judging Carmen.
Yeah, stop beating up the mentally ill.
That's great. We're ending it there. Thanks. Appreciate you, Carmen.
Thank you for having me.
WellRED fans, I probably plugged these dates a million times.
Oh, if you came out to the Trey Crowder show in Los Angeles and saw me open, thank you.
Yeah, if you were at the Trey Crowder show in Los Angeles, Carmen who was opened. If you're not watching, you're just listening. Go look her up. If you're like, oh, who was that? But I forgot her name or I forgot to go look her up, at The Funny Carmen.
The Funny Carmen. You can also watch my special on HBO Max.
Ooh, it's great. It's truly great. All right, we're ending it now.
Bye.
That reminds me either way of a segment that's now going to be recurring. Helen Mirren, call me. I love you, Helen Mirren. I want you. I need you. I could satisfy you. I'm old enough to know what I'm doing.
Man, you are really confident. You know how many people that lady has fucked?
Sure, but I'm old enough to know what I'm doing and then young enough to get it done. I'm not saying I'll be better than every man she's ever had. I'm just saying I could do it.
Okay.
I'm
You
a
can
fucking,
get it done.
I'm a
Clock
Toyota Tacoma.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have some style. You know what I mean?
It's not bad.
Yeah, there's room in the back. You know what I mean? It's not a full-size truck, but there's room in the back.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Please go to patreon.com/gravybaby and subscribe. Subscribe and become a patron so that we can get this porn made.
Hell yeah, Carmen. Get that porn made, baby. Your boy, the champ, supports you. Remember, WellREDComedy.com, Indianapolis this weekend, Bloomington next weekend, WellREDComedy.com for all those tickets, Patreon.com/Trey Crowder, PartTimeFunnyman.com, and you need to check out Gravy Baby and Puttin on Airs. The Skewniverse is expanding, my friends. Love you, bye.